Yo, what's up, people? This your boy KennyKlutch coming at you live out of Jacksonville, Florida. Today is the 16th of January 2016. It's my first day of my new web episodes. Start my first batch out called 100 Days of Diversity. Basically, it's a concept of 100 days in a row doing something differently for extra stretch that you never done before to see how far you could go. I have this mantra that I'm living by where the Lord says, meet me halfway and I'll throw you a touchdown. So I take that as basically you got to come off the bleachers in order to get something done. You can have a lot of goals, dreams, incentives, people waiting to meet you. But if you don't go and show up, you not only will miss the opportunity, but you'll allow somebody else to be in that position that you should have been in. Today was a great inspiration for me today at the Schultz Center here in Jacksonville, a place I had never been to before. And thank the Lord for allowing me to see the 100 black men on TV early in the morning promoting the college fair. So, inherently one half of me said, well, it's a college fair. I'm not looking to go back to school anytime soon. Aspirationally I want to, but financially I'm not ready for that big push. But the other half of me, the inspired 2016 side of me, said, let me go, because not only is 100 black men putting it on, but I most recently put in an application to the 100 black men in Jacksonville, and I wanted to at least meet someone and speak to someone specifically about my application. So I went. It was from 9 to 1. I had some other running I had to do in the morning. Then I went within the last hour of it being open. And I said, well, the most I can do is kind of gather some information from the tables that might still be hanging around, uh, possibly meet some people and show up for some type of cause. And evidently, the person that I met, Mr. Robert, he was one of the last few guys to kind of pack up, and the law showed out. I waited around for them to kind of dissipate, talking amongst themselves, and caught a vulnerable moment where he just was kind of off to himself, and I asked the pleasure to introduce myself to him. And the Lord set it up for him to be the guy who was actually in charge of getting all the online apps sent straight to his phone. So, I couldn't have better setup. Got a chance to meet the guy directly. He pulled my application up in his phone and told me about the next orientation process and that I didn't need a sponsor. So, you basically, the results of this is saying that you have to meet yourself halfway in order for your dreams to become full circle. You have to meet yourself halfway in order for your dreams to become full circle. And, went online, found out some other things today that I could do. I have a photography class later on this afternoon, hour and a half, free learning. Free is the best price, so you can't beat free. And the only way you beat free is if you don't participate. Why should a company or why should something be put on in benefit of you if you don't show up? Next year it might be shut down. So, in essence, take today, look outside the window of yourself and see how far you could go. Inspire someone else. Do something small that'll give yourself an inner smile. Hold the door for somebody. Say thank you more. You know, uh, Step up to your next level of greatness. It's already inside of you. My man Eric Thomas, he's online. A lot of people know about him. He's all over the world working on a Nobel Peace Prize. Big up, ET. But at the same time, they got other people up and coming that's in the operational sense that's very, very small in their momentum. So the more we can do to build a collective cause together, the brighter our future could be. And one of my main themes is African American men, especially at the teenage level, the youth. They're going to inherit our future. They're going to inherit what we leave behind. So aspirationally, that's something that I want to participate in on a larger scale. So today's success quote: if you don't have one of these already, get one. It's Zig Ziglar's Little Book of Big Quotes. It's not even 27 pages, but I carry it everywhere I go because it's life lessons in everything that you do or that you don't do every day. And Zig Ziglar is one of the big time giants in the game, in the inspirational speaking game. And he has lots of books. So this is just something tangible that you can carry around. Let me show it to you one more time. Zig Ziglar, Little Book of Big Quotes, chock full different quotes. So I like to just randomize my day. I like to plan the day out, but I like to keep it etched in pencil so that it can change up and experience new things. That's what the 100 Days of Diversity is all about. So I'm just going to randomize, flip it to whatever page it stopped on, boom. This is stopped on guidance. Just going to read you a little bit. Quote number 1: if you're sincere, praise is effective. If you're insincere, it's manipulative. We like to talk about people giving you gratitude, praising them for what they do, what they do well. Trying is better than not trying. And crying is more like a cleansing. So we always have this thing where we cry on the inside as men and never let them see you sweat on the outside. So we try to work that out. Here's the next one. Everybody says they want to be free. Take the train off the tracks and it's free, but it can't go anywhere. Wow. You talk about the locomotive train, how much power it can pull, how much momentum it takes to get started. But we just had a killing where a guy got stuck on the tracks. He's parked on the tracks and the train run over. Not to minimize the incident, but why are you trying to beat the train, man? The things already tell you from a mile back that the train is coming. You still trying to beat the train. Come on, man. It take about a mile or more for a fully head of steam train to slow down. And especially when you see the train coming, you're not going to get out the car. Come on, man. Here's the next one. Many marriages would be better if the husband and wife clearly understood that they're on the same side. Guidance. My wife for 5 years, thank you, Lord. She's been in my ups and downs, stayed with me for a lot of different reasons, man. Just consciously always, make sure that you're not at odds with each other, that y'all on the same page. You can give encouragement. If you're not in that much of a serious relationship, you in a girlfriend, boyfriend thing, it's all good. But make sure that y'all on the same page. And communication is one of those big keys that can help guide that other person into your excellence, and y'all can be on the same page. Here's the next one. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more you will have to express gratitude for. In giving, we always looking for what we could gain in return in the effort of giving. But when we give, more often than not, your blessings is already boomeranging itself back to you. You just not thinking about it. So you might not receive a gratitude checkpoint that day, but it'll come back to you later on. So expressing gratitude, being thankful, being humble enough to open your mouth and being thankful for what somebody is giving to you. I always like to think that we're, wherever we are in this status of life, we are not on our own merits. We're on the shoulders of others. All right, here's the next one. Kids go where there is excitement. They stay where there is love. If you're in a practitioner basis where you either have kids or you are in a child advancement profession where you're able to work with kids, that's the future in motion right there. So basically, the excitement that a kid has is inherent in them. And there's lots of studies out there that tell us that as we grow up in adulthood, we lose our excitement and our vigor for life. So, make sure that you remain a kid at heart, no matter how old you are, because that vibrance is going to resonate throughout the community just based on that excellence that you have inside of you. Here's the last one. Duty makes us do things well, but love makes us do them beautifully. Wow. I feel like it was my duty to attend this event today. And regardless if I wasn't able to participate from 9 to 1, the most important part was that I participated. Even if I got 30 minutes or 45 minutes of an all-day event, your participation builds that momentum of excellence. And every time an event is offered, especially if it's free, you want to participate. Not only for the head count, but for what you can learn. And as an aspiring speaker, I know that there's beauty out there. I can sit in the audience and hear somebody put on a keynote speech. The topic may not connect with me directly, but I could learn from their mannerisms and their gestures and quotes and personal stories. And that could help me present more in a professional manner. So, in order to love this essence of participating in your future, you have to make sure that it's a daily duty of yours in order to get something back from the day. We only have 24 hours. The best people out there in the world always have, they always can do more with less time. So remember, Zig Ziglar's Little Book of Big Quotes, taken from the guidance section, randomized, page 10. It's always on point. This your boy KennyKlutch, coming out of New Orleans, Louisiana, based in Jacksonville, Florida at the moment. Big up to Southern University, New Orleans. Big up to 35, New Orleans. Big up to United Cabs, drove them for 6 years. What's up, New Orleans Saints? What's up, Jacksonville Jaguars? Anybody seeing this video? If you in Jacksonville, Florida, you came through Katrina, New Orleans, you in Jacksonville, get at me. I'm working on a documentary so we could come together, see how we're going to put this thing together for 2016. Talk about our triumphs, and our 10-year anniversary has, passed last year. So we had 10 years to do something. My last major job was Goodwill of North Florida Industries, and I worked for them for nearly 10 years. So I'm in a reinvention period right now. So, being able to be in a great concept of workforce development, taking strides to get my first book out this year, looking for mentorship, and starting a web series based on interviewing entrepreneurs locally that have created a good impact in the city, and also can have a impact on the community at large through inspiring conversations about their story. So hit your boy up, KennyKlutch at gmail.com, KennyKlutch at gmail.com. It's my first YouTube video on 100 days of diversity. Gonna have one every day, show you something different game, different authors. I'm always gonna have something with you that's a takeaway that's gonna be in place to help you guide your momentum to your excellence. Peace and blessings, you heard me? What up, West Bank, New Orleans? What up, what up, what up? Woo, woo. Who that, baby? Who's that?